Hello children, how are you? I am Kameshwari, your social teacher. In the last class, I explained you the surface of the earth, outside of the earth. Today, I want to explain you the inside of the earth, our homeland, our dynamic planet. It constantly changes outside and inside also. Now we will ask some of the questions. Where we get water? From the earth. Where we get the fuels? Inside the earth. Where we get the minerals? We get from the earth. Yes. Let us come to the lesson, our inside of the earth. See the children, the picture shows you the inside of the earth. It has three layers: crust, mantle, core. These three layers it has. Next, it changes inside and outside also. How it changes? It takes millions of years. Million of years ago, all the continents connect together, joined together. That large continent name is Pangaea. It is the supercontinent. See children, in the first picture, Pangaea. Next, due to the tectonic forces of the earth, the continent started dividing one to another. Like that, our continents formed. The last map show you, now we are all using present day map. It was said by the Alfred Wegener. He is a German scientist. In his book Origin of Continent, he explained the theory of this continent. The name of this theory is continental drift theory. That is about changes upon the earth. Next, you come to the interior of the earth. The earth is made up of several concentric layers with one inside another. We are all know very well onion. In that onion, if you open that onion, so many layers are there. Like that, concentric means having a common center. Like so many layers are there inside of the earth. How many layers are there? Total 3 layers are there: crust, mantle, core. Now let us discuss one by one. The first layer of the earth is crust. The uppermost layer of the earth's surface is called crust. We all live on this crust. All the plateaus, mountains, all are located in the crust. The thinnest layer is crust. It is the thinnest layer of the earth. Why? Because it occupies 1% of volume of the earth. Next, it is about 35 kilometers thick on the continental masses and only 5 kilometers thick on the oceanic floors. Continental masses, here so many mountains and hill areas are low. That's why the depth is here 35, and under the ocean floors, here only 5 kilometers. The continental mass consists of three minerals. What are those two minerals? Are silica and aluminium. That's why the continental mass is called as Sial. Si plus Al. Si means silica, Al means aluminium. The continental mass consists of minerals, silica and alumina. Next, the oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium. SEMA. Oceanic crust mass consists of silica and magnesium. That's why this mass is called SEMA. Next, here I want to show you the crust. See children, the brown color area is the crust layer of the earth. It is the thinnest layer. It is the thinnest layer. It occupies only 1% of volume of the earth. It is about the crust. Next, mantle. Just beneath the crust is the mantle. It expands up to a depth of 2900 kilometers below the crust. The depth of the mantle is 29 kilometers. Here you see, children, the yellow color shading area is mantle layer. It is the thickest layer of the earth. It occupies 84% of volume of the earth. The radius of this layer is 2900 kilometer. The next layer of the earth is core. What is meant by core is innermost layer is the core with a radius of about 3500 kilometers. The innermost layer is called core. The radius of this core is 3500 kilometers. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron. That's why it is called NIF. Na means nickel, F means ferrous or iron. Na plus Fe is equal to NIF. Nickel and ferrous minerals are there. Here the temperature is too high and pressure is also too high. That's why all the minerals molten here. See, children, the red color shading area shows you the core. Core is again divided into two parts, inner core and core. Inner core, it is all the minerals melted one to another. In the liquid form, all the minerals are available here. That is about here 3 layers. First one is crust, second one mantle, third one core, inner core. Next, the deepest mine in our world is located in South Africa. The scientists dig up to the 6 kilometers of the earth, inside the earth. The South Africa mine coal, the depth of that is only 4 kilometers. The total radius of the earth is above the 6000 kilometers. That way here the heat is too high. Your scientists dug up to the crust. They did not cross the mantle also. That is about the 3 layers of the earth. Next, rocks and minerals. What is the meaning of rock is any natural mass of matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rock. Rocks are divided into 3 types. What are those 3 types of rocks? Are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. Igneous, that word derived from ignis. Ignis is a Latin word. The meaning of ignis means fire. Sedimentary rocks, sedimentary, this word derived from the another Latin word sedimentum. Sedimentum means settle down. It is also a Latin word. Next, metamorphic. Metamorphic is a word taken by the Greek word metamorphism. Metamorphose. Metamorphose means change of form. Metamorphose means change of form. It is a Greek word derived from the Greek word igneous, ignis, Latin word fire. Sedimentary, Latin word sedimentum, settle down. Metamorphic, Greek word metamorphose, change of form. These are the words derived like that. Next, let us discuss one by one types of rocks. Igneous rocks. The molten rock material is called magma. Already I explained you all the minerals are available in liquid shape, the core, the molten shape, that is called magma. When magma comes out of the earth's surface, it becomes solid. It becomes solid, that is called lava. When it cools, it becomes solid. Rocks formed in this way are called igneous rocks. Due to magma, it becomes solid on the surface of the earth or inside of the earth. rocks formed. These rocks are called igneous rocks. They are also called primary rocks because other rocks are formed out of these rocks. First, igneous rocks formed, remaining rocks formed with the help of these igneous rocks. That's why these rocks are called primary rocks. The primary rocks or igneous rocks again divided into two types. What are those two types? Are intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. Molten magma cooling and solidifying in the interior of the earth, inside of the earth. That molten magma does not come outside, inside of the earth, it solidifying. That at that time intrusive rocks are formed. Extrusive rocks means when molten magma cools down and solidifies on the surface of the earth, the top of the earth. So those type of rocks are called in extrusive rocks. Okay, that is about our igneous rocks. Next one, sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks means the small particles are transported and deposited by wind, water, etc. in low areas. Those rocks are called sedimentary rocks. Igneous rocks formed. Those rocks are rolled and cracked into little pieces. Those pieces are called sediments. These sediments are deposited in one place or low areas with the help of wind and water. Those rocks are called sedimentary rocks. The loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. These rocks also contain fossils of plants, animals, and other microorganisms that once lived on them. Children, do you know what is the meaning of fossils? Yes, the remains of the dead plants and animals trapped in the layers of the rocks are called the fossils. Like that, our sedimentary rocks formed. Example of sedimentary rocks is sandstone. Next, come to the metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic, the word meaning is change form. It change form of igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks. Igneous and sedimentary rocks changes into metamorphic rocks under the heat and pressure. Here I gave some of the examples to you. Granite into granite gneiss, coal into slate, slate into schist, limestone into marble. Like that, these are all stones changes their form. That's why it is called metamorphic rocks. Children, now I will show you some of the pictures of rocks. Observe them carefully. Igneous rocks, granite, scoria, pumice, obsidian. These four are examples for igneous rocks. Sedimentary rocks, sandstone, limestone, shale, conglomerate, gypsum. These are the examples for sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks are marble, slate, quartzite, gneiss. Okay children, these are the examples of rocks. Next, rock cycle. What is meant by rock cycle? Igneous rocks change into sedimentary rocks. Igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks under heat and pressure change into metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks into igneous rocks or sedimentary rocks due to melting or wearing down. This process is called rock cycle. See this picture children, I will explain again to you. Here you see magma underground molten minerals. Magma. This magma comes out of the earth and solidification on the surface of the earth. So igneous rocks formed. Igneous rocks roll down and hit it by someone, then little pieces formed. These pieces are called sediments. These pieces transported by air and water and settle down in one place, deposited by these two things. What are those? Wind and water. Those rocks are called sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks and igneous rocks, these together change their form into metamorphic rocks. Under the heat and with the help of heat and pressure, metamorphic rocks again goes to the underground and magma formed. Like that, it is again igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks. So this is called the rock cycle. Yes. How are the rocks useful to you? Yes, rocks are useful to you in many ways. Suppose Taj Mahal, it is one of the example for you. It was constructed by white marble stone, and Red Fort, that is also red sandstone, is used to construct that building. Nowadays we are all using in games also. So rocks are useful to you in many ways. Rocks are made up of different minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. Some are used for fuels. Examples: coal, natural gas, petroleum. They are also used in industries as energy and raw material. Examples: iron, aluminium, gold. They are used in medicine and fertilizers also. Children, have you understood this lesson? Now you gather some of the rocks in your surrounding areas. You identify that which type of rocks those are. Have you visited any places? Yes. At the time you find out while they were constructing that building which type of rocks they used. Okay, thank you children.